I mean, if I'm like completely honest with you, being an administrative assistant at an office, like doing like calendar upkeep and like general like clerical tasks is not something that either fulfills me right now or that I thought I'd be doing if you would ask me about this, when I was 18, when we were, when we knew each other. I've been at this job for almost 5 years now, so that's a while.
Yeah.
I can't really say it's a temporary thing anymore after being on it for so long, but it's hard, man. El Salvador, like the job market or whatever, is difficult, and sometimes you have to make a choice between you know, doing something that really fulfills you or doing something you want to do and having to starve for it, like having
Yeah, yeah.
to grind for it, and then having something that maybe doesn't fulfill you intellectually in any way, but that, is stable and has good benefits and is something that you can use to provide for your family.
Yeah. And I don't
So
think there's any shame in doing that, by the way. Yeah.
yeah, that's something that's been hard to come to terms with. But my dad died last year of college, halfway through my last year of college, and I had to graduate early and come back home to take care of my mom financially. And my mom's also, she's had health problems my whole life, but especially recently. So I had to make the choice, leave college where I was probably the happiest I've ever been, like personally, being in the States, being in a very liberal town, being far away from what can sometimes be a very stifling culture here.
Hmm.
Um, and making the choice to come back and providing, and like that's something I can take pride in,
Yeah, of course. That's
you know.
awesome. I mean, I think that's extremely brave of you, Ceci. I mean, to be honest, it's really humbling, and it's very respectable. There's when you said you had a lot of potential in high school. You were this kid that was gifted and had a lot of potential in high school, and you felt the pressure from it, right?
Yeah.
You're like, potential for what? I'm like a kid. I'm just like 18. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah,
And
especially with social media being as present as it is in our lives, it's really hard not to compare your life and your progress with others,
oh,
with your peers, with like
oh
the people we
yeah.
graduated with or people our age.
Yeah.
And it's really hard not to like constantly compare where you are compared to all these other people who are doing all these amazing things or like traveling the world or in their dream jobs or like doing fucking whatever. And it is so hard to keep in mind that we all have different timelines in our lives. Like we're not all
Oops.
moving at the same pace. We don't have the same road that we're following. And
Yeah, I mean, we're all playing different games, like because
yeah, and I feel like my priorities or like what my heart's wishes or whatever have changed, like especially in the last like couple of years or so. When I was a kid, I wanted, like the super successful job. I wanted like a really nice house. I wanted to have some sort of prestige professionally or whatever. And now like I'd be really happy with like a house in a yard where my dog can play
right.
and like some fruit trees, and I'm set. Like that's really all I want.